For over 40 years, the city of Elmira has struggled to regain what it was pre-recession, and businesses are no exception. While many have closed their doors, what about the handful that have remained open?
And WENY's Kara Demers took a closer look at the businesses who have continued to thrive for well over a century.
The city of Elmira once thrived with a booming economy and solid commercial district, though nowadays much of Elmira still sits in the same rut that it was in post-recession, and a lot of that hit has been taken by local businesses. In the 1950s, Elmira's population made up for more than half of Chemung County. The city's downtown was home to an abundance of businesses, though a recession about 20 years later became partially responsible for a decline, along with the flood of 1972.
The companies that chose to stay here after the flood, it was because they were committed to being here and because they did have those ties in the community and they made the conscious effort to rebuild and to stay. I think a lot of places kind of bailed because that was the easier thing to do.
Since then, much of the city has failed to ever fully recover. Today, it lacks a solid, booming commercial district and has also taken an economic hit. Parts of the city have also fallen victim to crime. Yet despite these hardships, a handful of small businesses have managed to stay afloat.
My grandfather started here with Mr. Hayes and Chapel, who had originally started Lynn S. Chapel, and married into the Hayes family.
Beecher's grandfather eventually took over the business, which was passed down to his father and then to him. Now, Chapel lumber has been a staple in Elmira's community for 104 years. He attributes much of that success to their service.
What draws people to us, hopefully, is, our biggest asset here is the people that work here. And a lot of the companies and businesses that you've referred to, that's what's allowed them to sustain themselves. That's what they're selling. I mean, they're selling themselves, they're selling a product, but they're selling a level of service. They sell a familiarity.
Bruce Chalmers could say the same about his own business. H. Strauss Haberdashery on Church Street has served the Elmira community since 1872.
We're more sensitive to our customer too, and making them feel like we're a much more comfortable spot to shop in, and I give the customer what he really is looking for instead of possibly what is hanging on the shelf.
The store's owner since 1986, Chalmers says he's proud that the store has such a long-lasting place in the community.
Unfortunately, there aren't any other stores that tend to go in that direction and be more sensitive to their customers' needs. So I think that's one of the biggest factors in being able to stay here and continue in business.
And perhaps it's a similar case for the handful of other businesses who have survived alongside Chapel and Strauss. Businesses like Gerald's Pharmacy, Elmira Savings Bank, and Chemung Canal Trust Company are just a few who are still thriving. And with the city's newest revitalization efforts, old business may soon thrive alongside new business.
We've needed a boost. We've needed to get together and form a better area for the needs of the people who are here in Elmira. And I think that's attractive for any community that has been suppressed.
The most recent revitalization efforts began back in July, looking to create a more desirable downtown. And for the city of Elmira, that could mean even more businesses looking to stick around for another century.
It won't be an overnight fix, but certainly we're headed in the right direction.
The committee spearheading Elmira's revitalization has until the end of the month to submit their final proposal. If all is then approved by the state, they say they could begin breaking ground as early as this summer. For now, reporting in Elmira, Kara Demers, WENY News.